Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. At least it's afternoon time when I'm producing and creating this video. 2:31 p.m. it is, to be exact. And I'm here at this establishment, which I've never reviewed before. It's a first time for me, a first time actually ever being here and actually reviewing it, so it's a first. I'm here at Checkers, and Checkers is one of those establishments, in terms of naming at least, that's very similar to Hardee's and Carl's Jr. Every time I review Hardee's, I get some person, not people, it's incorrect usage, some person in the comments section that's saying, "You idiot, it's Carl's Jr., not Hardee's." When as a matter of fact, it's actually both. It's Hardee's and Carl's Jr. It's just on the West Coast, it's Carl's Jr., and on the East Coast, it's Hardee's. This establishment is something similar, and people, no matter what I say, are going to say, "You idiot, it's Rally's, not Checkers." But at least here it's called Checkers. In other parts of the country it's called Rally's, but it's the exact same thing, Rally's/Checkers. Now that being said, Checkers has a variety of items, and especially burgers, but they also do have some chicken items, and of course, this being my first time here, it may make sense for me to review a burger, but they do have a new item out, at least fairly new. It's their sweet and spicy chicken bites. They're chicken bites, sweet and spicy. Comes in a little box here with, I believe, some fries. They're very small in how they are, but this is what they are. They're simply little, almost, they wouldn't even call it boneless chicken. It's simply more of like a popcorn chicken type of dish here. And it comes with a sweet and spicy glaze to it, and also comes with some seasoned fries as well. So that's what we have. It's here again. You can see it right there. I think I've given you a good view for long enough. Has these very small little chicken bites. They're breaded, they're fried, and then of course, as I reiterate, they're coated in a sweet and spicy glaze. So what do I expect from these? Well, I expect, number one, the chicken to hopefully be quality in nature. And number two, of course, I expect them to have a sweetness as well as a spiciness, neither of which should be to excess. Hopefully they have a perfect, nice blend, and lead to some delicious eating. That being said, I'm going to try these out now. It's the sweet and spicy chicken bites from Checkers going in. These are very small in nature, so I'll have a couple more. I'll have two more of these. Sweet and spicy? Sweet or spicy? Which will it be? Or will it be spicy or sweet? Or will it just be both? These are some existential questions which really we ask ourselves every day when we wake up. And we always, we just got to take some time to think about these chicken bites. Are they spicy and sweet? What are they? Well, the answers are right here, so the big reveal coming up. I'd say they're more on the side of sweet, with a little bit of spiciness, alright? Now, what I was hoping for was a perfect diapason of sweetness and spiciness, and that word essentially means a perfect harmony of that, in which it'll be a nice harmonious mixture of sweetness coupled with some, just some fiery spiciness to give a little bite to it as well. Well, when you bite in, first and foremost, the chicken, there's not much of it. First and foremost, it's breaded, the chicken pieces are, so that already cuts down the size of the actual meat that you're going to be getting. It's really just a small, tiny little ball of chicken with a nice, thick, fried shell around it, and then coated in the sauce as well. So the actual chicken that you're going to be consuming is very, very minuscule in the actual amount, and you're not going to notice much as to what the chicken actually tastes like. I wouldn't be able to say the chicken has a very pronounced and juicy flavor. I wouldn't be able to say that with this. Rather, I'd say, well, the chicken has a very, fatty and salty flavor to it in terms of all the breading that's around it. You can't really actually taste much of the chicken itself. But it's a cheap snack and no one really cares about it. They really just care about, what the sauce tastes like here. Here's what the sauce tastes like, of course. Now, as you know, it's supposed to have a sweetness and the spiciness as well. What you're really going to notice here is the sweetness. It's a honey glaze to it, I'd really say. It is fairly similar, if you ever are familiar with Asian cuisine, to orange chicken. It is very similar in nature to that, but I would say it is a lot sweeter. You could actually look at their website, and it does actually say it almost as a blend of orange chicken and honey as well. And they did nail that. They were spot on with that. The sweetness is not like a barbecue sweetness, but it's rather just a honey sweetness, like a honey glaze that they put on this. And as we know, honey is very sweet and very noticeable, so these are quite sweet. Now the spiciness here, as the last few things that I've tried, it's a peppery spiciness as well. It's not simply like they dumped Frank's Red Hots on it. It's more of a baked-in peppery spiciness that is mixed in with that, that sweet honey sauce. That being said, and I know the whole thing about, and I know this might sound off topic, in terms of flavor in the mouth, the whole tongue map, you taste certain things on the tip of the tongue and certain things on the side. We all know that's just a load of bull. That's just lies. But the one place in my mouth that I really do feel this spice the most is the tip of my tongue. Perhaps that's simply where it makes contact with the tongue first, but that's where I notice the spiciness the most. It's not a spicy aftertaste like most items where upon every time you exhale, you get that burst of spiciness. Rather, it simply sits on the tip of my tongue, and that's where I notice it. But the spiciness is more mild in nature. Really, the predominant focus in this item is the sweetness, then the spiciness. It's no spiciness that you'll need any sort of beverage for. It's just a pleasant little flavorful spiciness, but it is not a spicy item, really, in any regard. As I said, the main focus is on the sweetness and the fattiness of the chicken, and then the spiciness. So, final recap, you delve into this, chicken is fatty, salty, sweet, then spicy. Okay. For the heck of it, I'll just bite a fry and I'll tell you how it tastes like. Don't want to make this a 20-minute video, though. Fries themselves are pretty standard. The one thing I do like about them is that they have a very fried shell on the outside, so they're not droopy or soggy in any regard there. And they do have a little bit of a pepper seasoning to them. You can see right there, it has a little bit of a pepper seasoning there. And the fries are pretty flavorful, but it's an adequate side. Really, the main focus here is on the chicken, and the chicken itself is okay. The one thing you just really have to know going in is that it's going to be sweet, it's going to be fatty, but don't come into this thinking that I'm going to get a real spicy dish, because that's not how it is. But if you understand that, these are adequate. It's a nice little cheap appetizer. It is cheap. It was only $2.13 for it, so really in terms of quality, it tastes okay. It does have a nice sweet seasoning or a sweet sauce over it, and it is tasty. It is pretty good. Just remember, it's not the spiciest thing in the world. That being said, out of 10, what am I going to be rating these sweet and spicy chicken bites from Checkers? Well, again, their quality, they taste pretty good for what they are. It's cheap. The one drawback is that it may not be as spicy as it implies, but it does have a pleasant sweetness to it, at least, and that's a good thing, at least. That being said, out of 10, I'm going to have to give these a 7.6 out of 10. In my messed up scale, 7.5 is average. So 7.6 is just a mere fraction above average, given the price, given what you're getting for the price, and that's why I think it has the rating that it got. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all that I have for you. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you later.